Finally starting a new project. I ain't been on here in a while. Got some time, so show you what we're doing. Gonna port this little 450 husqvarna and see what happens. Already started on one side. Show you it again when I'm done. I'm gonna take some of this out of here too, right here, because that's just so ain't much room for air to pass through there. See how close that is to the top there. There we go. And gonna widen the exhaust a touch. See where that black line is at all the way around there. Taking it all the way out to that. And widening the port inside. And gonna raise these transfers up a hair. Get them cleaned up a little bit. And then right here where this comes all the way down, I'm going to cut that all the way out to at least there, to where that division starts. And then we'll see what happens. Put it back together and hope for the best. Might modify the piston a little bit too. Not sure. But we'll see. Let me get back at it. All right. Back here, it's the next day. I started to port this cylinder 2 days ago, whenever it was. But it's all going to be in the same video. But I got, excuse me. But I got it all finished up. I figured I'd show you guys a little bit of it. We'll see what happens. I raised the transfers, opened the transfer ports, like the channels up, since it's a Stratusol. It's got like these, you know what I mean, the transfer ports are on the outside of the cylinder. Widened them up a little bit, raised the transfer port, did a little bit of exhaust work, not a lot. Raised it up, I think 2 degrees, and put like a little, I don't know, kind of like the old McCallus have. They have it like a little nipple that sticks up right in the top of the exhaust roof. And polished the exhaust. And then opened up the bottom where the transfer, I don't know how to even describe that. How the transfer is like a feed from the bottom of the case on these. So we opened all that up too and made it look a little better. Knife edged a couple parts. I'll show you here in just a second. Don't mind the bench. I work on customer saws like every freaking week, it seems like. And weed eaters and everything else. So here's the intake. Let's see if I can get some light over here. See if you can see in there a little better. We got, boy, I just can't get some good light in here. There we go. Now you can see it. Before, it would like, any like small fines and stuff that was getting in was damming up right here on this front. And like you could see it build up on it. So I took and got rid of that problem and cupped both them out to where they go in. Didn't do anything with this except rough it up a little bit on the actual charge side. Let's see here. Here's the exhaust. See if you can see it. I haven't cleaned the cylinder yet. I can't find a good angle to where you can see in there. Maybe like this. Still dirty. I need to clean it. I always soak them in Berryman's. This stuff works really good. Get some of this dirt out of here so you can actually see what's going on in here. You can kind of see that little indentation right there. If I could get, let's see, you might be able to see it in there. Gotta get the light to shine through just right. There. There you can see it. And then, on the transfers, this was a real tight passage right here. I mean, it seemed tight. So I went ahead and hogged them out a little bit there, just to give it some more room to flow through there. Did the same thing on this side. There you go. Now you can see it. It don't look like scratches now. You actually see the shape. This side the same way. And then down here, this originally comes all the way up flush to here. I just went ahead and carved all that out of there. Make some room to get it in there. I feel like it'll flow better that way. I don't know. I might have just screwed it all the way up, but that's what I'm going for. So we'll see. And then down inside here, let's see if you can see it. There, if it will focus. There we go. There. There was just like a shelf sitting inside there. Went ahead and took that off on both sides. There you go. Now you can see it. Stop focusing. There we go. And move the transfers up. About 2 degrees. Roughly. I don't know. I just free-handed this one. I didn't really, didn't use a timing wheel. Figured it's only a $300 saw new, so what's the worst that could happen? Let me see where I boogered it up a little bit right there. But that's okay. We'll see. I think I might even take this down even farther, but I feel like, I don't know, it might get more suction being tight like that right there. But we'll see. I'm going to do a little bit of modifying the cylinder too, or the piston, sorry. And then throw it back together and see what happens. But I got to get this thing soaking. When I did the exhaust port, well, yeah, camera. It's got a little bit of shine to it in there. If I had a light, I could show you better, but she's slick. There you can kind of see that nipple. Or indentation, whatever you want to call it. But, yeah. We'll do the piston next. And then I'm going to throw it back together and see how it runs. Hope for the best, too, because I'm just winging it. I figured I'd show you the piston before I did any work to it. And that way, you can see the changes that I'm going to do. Here. So here's the piston. You can see all these little imperfections and whatnot here. Not really imperfections, just from where these all are, all these X's. I don't know if it's going to do any good or not, but I'm going to remove all of them X's and just smooth all that out and lose a little bit of weight on both sides. and inside here. And I think I'm gonna make this hole bigger. I think I'm gonna like scoop it down into the hole and make that hole maybe double that size. Might be running it if I do, but it's gonna be, I'm just playing around just to see what happens. I don't really care about the saw so much. But if that gives me more power, then I think, why not try it? So we'll see. Alrighty. Okay, so here's the little after. You see how I took all them stupid looking hash marks off of it. Hopefully it'll flow a little better. Then doubled up the size of that hole. This little one right here. And cup this out to where it shoots down into there now. See how it's higher back here, and then just totally swoops right down into that hole. I think that's all I'm going to do to it. Gotta clean it up a little bit. You can see it's getting a little bit of blow by, it looks like. Or maybe it was just getting hot. Well, I don't know. Look at that. Yikes. Maybe that's nothing. I don't know. We'll see. Throw it back together and see what happens. Well, hopefully next time you see me, I'll be flooring it through a piece of wood. Oh, I got a little bit right there to do. It doesn't matter, but yeah, just throw it together this way. Next thing I do is soak it in Berryman's. Oh, I'll show you that. Hold on. This stuff. Berryman's. Chem Dip carburetor parts cleaner. This stuff works great for everything. I soak everything with it. Works good. One last look at the cylinder before I put it back together. The intake looks a little rough, but the inside's where it counts. The floor, drop the floor down a little bit. Kind of knife edged this here, because before it was so flat, and any kind of fines that we're getting through were like damming up right there. So I went ahead and did that just to see if that'll help any. Raised the transfers, and oh, what's that shiny spot? Oh, it's plating. Okay, you can see that, can't you? I think I should have got the rest of that plating off of there. You see what we did to the roof. Give it like a crack hole, if you want to call it, like the old McCallus had. Let's see if it'll focus. There we go. Hopefully that'll do it. Widened it up a hair too. You can kind of see that's like a butterfly shape. But getting ready to put it back together, so we'll find out. You can see the top of the transfers. We'll see. Almost forgot to show you this too. Bellied those transfers out a little bit, so hopefully it'll flow through there a little smoother. There we go. And down inside this hole. Whoops, I already put that side back on. Let's see. You can see that. Right there. Cup those out. Alright. Here's the piston. Get rid of all them X marks that was in that. Smoothed that out and kind of tunneled it and made that hole twice as big. Same thing on this one. I know it looks rough, but I don't really care. I'm just gonna see if what I did does anything or not. And if it don't, whoop-de-doo. Okay, so I just finished the 450. I have to say, it's quite a significant difference in power, because it runs like crazy now. I'm getting ready to do a couple cuts with it, but the way it sounds is sweet. It did a pretty healthy muffler mod on it too. It didn't do nothing to the filter, but I hogged out the muffler pretty good. I doubled the size of the exhaust port coming out of the muffler. But I'm going to show you it cutting. I think that's pretty good for a little 50cc saw.